So when Calgary took a penalty 12 seconds in, we knew we were in for a long night. And we
Yeah. That's all I got. I don't have anything for tonight. Calgary Flames,
where's
they
the
lost.
echo coming from?
Huh? I don't hear an echo. Do you hear an echo? You okay, Cami? You there? Are we patching a hole in the broadcast? What's going on?
Hello?
Yeah, I hear you. You there? Jack, what's going on?
I don't know what's going on. Cami, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Welcome to the Afterburner, everybody. Presentation of Bet365. Hockey fans, check out Bet365's 3-goal early payout. When your team goes up 3, you get paid. It's that simple. Download the app today. It must be 19 plus. Please play responsibly. Did you know that?
Did you know
that? Jack, did you know that?
Yes.
Download the app, and you got to download it today. Please play it responsibly. And that's the Calgary Flames against the Vegas Golden Knights in a nutshell. The game began nearly 3.5 hours ago. Somehow, the Nashville Predators and LA Kings are still playing. I don't know how that game's still going on. It must have started at like 9:30. And here we are. The Flames losing 6-3 to the Vegas Golden Knights in game 2 of their 6-game road swing, which is looking more and more like a gauntlet. And we got Cami Kepke back.
Still not as bad a delay as we saw in that game.
Oh, was this just all a bit?
I don't have the energy to plan that far ahead right now.
You know who had energy?
I don't know what
tonight?
was going on. I was hearing everything coming back at me twice, but it seems to be fixed now. But anyway,
everything everywhere all at once.
Yeah. What were you guys talking about while I was gone?
Oh, really not much. Just expressing disbelief that the Kings and the Predators are somehow still playing their game. I mean, when did it start? It must have started at like 9:30 p.m. And yeah, Mitch Marner was not one of the 3 stars of tonight's game.
Wild.
I'm looking at the NHL.com right now. The breakdown. Jack Eichel was listed as the game's first star. He only had 1 assist. And Mitch Marner had 5 points tonight and a hat trick. So the 3 stars were Eichel, Howden, and Theodore. Not sure what the deal is. So that's what I got.
He's made someone else angry, but yeah, 6-3 the final from Vegas. Flames are 0-2 to start this season high 6-game road trip. So outscored 15-5 over the last 2 games, but I don't think this effort is even comparable to what we saw in the Avalanche game. I don't think it really reflected how this game went at all. Vegas didn't even take its first lead of the game until about halfway through the third period. So I'm sure that's no comfort to the Flames at all, but it's not a bad outing by any stretch. And it was, other than the delay, a pretty fun one, honestly, to see Rasmus Andersson facing the Flames for the first time, to see Zach Whitecloud be recognized the way he was after 7, technically parts of 8 seasons in Vegas, and none for Braden Pahalby.
Yeah. I mean, and Cami, we can't talk at all about these guys without mentioning the fire extinguisher. The hero of the night. There's your first star. I don't even know if they went through multiple. It was a second intermission for the ages. And how'd that happen? We don't have to get into it. This is a HIPAA violation.
It's actually a pretty dark story. A more fun story, in PEI in the queue a few years ago, they actually stopped a game because an official saw a little bit of a logo in the ice sticking out, and he was trying to like cut it off, but he ended up like ripping the whole logo out of the ice. So there was just this huge hole, and they had to stop the game.
See, like this is the problem. I mean, these logos, these things under the ice, it's gonna get somebody hurt. How
else were we supposed to know they were in Las Vegas, though?
Well, sure. Yeah, I mean, they're promoting Vegas. We know they're in Vegas.
Heard of it?
I mean, it's they're not quite in Vegas. They're in the Strip, but yeah. I mean, the only thing that was going through my mind watching the players skating over it was that clip of Vladimir Putin skating on the ice and tripping on the red carpet.
Oh, and the Canucks old anthem singer.
Yes.
Fellow big for his britches.
The theatrical fella who kind of looked like a walrus. He just sort of went, ah. Yeah,
he had this like very particular like head movement he'd do.
What was his name again? I totally forget. Gosh. Isn't he like a bit of a, I don't know. Anyway.
Memory fails. Anyway, let's break down how
Anthem
this game
singer.
actually went. Like Ryan Huska was talking about, listen, we could be okay if we just don't take penalties. So what do we get in the first 5 minutes? How about 2?
Yeah.
How about 2? Pahal against his old team for hooking. And Wolf did look really locked in. Eichel, Marner, the whole gang, they were just peppering the net. And Calgary's 2 out of 2 on the PK early on. And it was actually a beautiful goal. Mark Donnelly, thank you, sir, in the chat.
There we go.
Mark Donnelly, indeed. And it was actually a beautiful goal to open it up. Morgan Frost had so much time. He could have composed a symphony. He could have walked back to the other end of the ice. Beautiful. Picked off the breakout pass to, create the 2-on-1 and not pressured, but that was, at the time, his team leading 19th of the season. Frankly,
3 goals for the Flames tonight. Only 4 different guys get points on them, but what are you going to do? Mo Frost. Do we call him Mo? We could call him Mo. Mo Frost. Are we
familiar with him?
I don't know. I've never met the guy. Mo Frost, number 19. I mean, it's a sick little double clutch. He slings it by the Vegas goaltender, and there you go. Right off the hop, it's 1-0. The Flames. They're going to win this game. Oh no, they're going to sewer their lottery positioning. Oh no. Oh
no, Mitch Marner exists.
Mm-hmm.
Second period, he ties it up very early in the second with a deflection on Shea Theodore, point shot. So
become available in free agency. And did we lose Cami again? There she is. He took over the game, which hasn't happened a whole lot this year. But I mean, I don't know if it has to do with Tortorella. I don't know if it just has to do with them playing the Calgary Flames, who are kind of due to start losing some of these games after the run they went on at home. But yeah, I mean, we saw it later on in the game when he scored the hat trick goal. He was really quite determined to get that. You could tell, and we'll just see if he's able to carry that on into the playoffs.
Maybe he just really wanted to be first star,
which he was not.
Didn't get it. Didn't even get it.
Yeah, I mean, that's got to be just an error for the webmasters. Like, what are we doing here? Jack Eichel, the first star? What? Come on.
I don't know. I have questions all the time when I look at 3-star selections across so many leagues.
I know. I'm always badgering our buddy Pat about his choices, and I'm sure he just hates getting those texts from me.
Hawkeye Pat does it again.
Unbelievable.
My friends say that every time they see him on TV. Hawkeye Pat.
He's a good guy.
He's the greatest. He is the absolute greatest.
He's a good man.
Yeah. Pretty awesome play from Dustin Wolf after that, though. He has some nerve, comes out like halfway to one hand the puck away from Dorofeyev. He had so many opportunities. And pretty much immediately after that, the Flames take it back the other way for Coleman to light the lamp. It's Backlund and Coleman on the 2-on-1, death taxes, and those two making things happen. And that's Coleman's 18th, chasing down Frost for that team lead.
Yeah, I mean, Blake Coleman is such an interesting, pre-game stuff with other players, scoring still at a very impressive clip. Flames fans should be invested in the notion of Blake Coleman scoring 20 this year, because that's a big, not only a big personal, milestone for a single season, especially given the circumstances, but Blake Coleman coming off only his second 20-goal season as a member of the Calgary Flames. In theory, it's not a small thing for a GM like Craig Connor to be able to dangle out there if you're looking at getting top dollar for Blake this summer. So he's playing great. I think one of the Flames' biggest strengths right now is their penalty kill. And we did see Vegas score a goal on the power play in this game. But I thought, generally speaking, the Flames' PK was pretty good. It was 5 for 6 tonight, pretty strong. And right now they've got 2 units that are, I think, doing quite a good job. They've got Coleman, Backlund, and then they have Farabee and Sharangovich. And I think they're all sort of playing their roles quite well. And so That obviously wasn't a PK goal, but we've seen those two, Coleman and Backlund, together generating similar chances in their shorthanded shifts.
Even tonight, and there were a few. I'd say there were 2 penalty kills that were absolutely textbook. The second last one in the third period, they just locked it down. They were giving Vegas nothing. They were just holding on to the puck and absolutely eating the clock. That has been one of the best things they have going for them lately.
Big time.
Unfortunately, even strength, you still got to deal with stars like Mitch Marner. He gets his second of the period with a one-timer, which also serves as Rasmus Anderson's first point against his former club with the primary.
The sort of setup that you would think would lead to a shot from Rasmus all day. And he creeps in and he sort of fakes it a little bit, finds Mitch basically all alone in the slot. And that's a great shot. Number 22 of the year for Mitch. I know there are going to be some people who maybe quibble a little bit with Wolf on the Dorofeev goal, which we're going to see in short order here. On that one, I think there's not a whole lot you can do.
Well, you want to talk about a nice goal. Here's Coleman getting some revenge on his old buddy here. Just plays it off the wall, breezes past Anderson, and takes it all the way down. Fires it top shelf on hard. 19th of the year, unassisted. He gone.
Well, and the thing with Blake Coleman is that he is one of the few guys on this team who is able to not only score off the rush, but create rushes. I mean, the Flames this year, I don't know what the exact numbers are, but it feels like to me they have so few odd man rushes. And that's where a lot of guys in the NHL just in general score a lot of their goals is off odd man rushes. And to me, Blake Coleman is one of the few guys who's able to make those little crafty plays to get the puck around defenders like he did right there. Create that separation away from them and then sort of use his impressive foot speed. He's probably one of the faster guys on the team to open up that little lane for him towards the net. And this one, he had the passing option. He took the shot and right perfectly inside the goalpost.
Just wait till Sam Honzek is back, folks. That guy's got some boots.
Yes, he does.
And this is where Dorofeev, I mean, he was due. It's Kelly was really hyping the one-timer here. But 35 goals for him at 25 years old. He ties a career single season high.
Maybe if he's a little bit taller, he just stops that shot by virtue of being there. That's maybe one of the goals that you can point to and say, okay, maybe there is a case for that. Same token, that's just one hell of a shot. And there's not much more to say about it than that. Yeah, guy with 35 goals on the year. He is their go-to option on that right circle. And there's a reason why he has 35 goals.
So that took us to the third period. Naturally, the delay. I want to say one more thing about ice. One more thing about ice because I feel like it has to be so hard to do that in Vegas. Because, are you a curling guy, Mike?
A little bit.
Do you remember the 2022 Men's Worlds in Vegas?
Absolutely not.
Okay, the ice was so mangled. Brad Gushue said it was the worst ice he ever played on at a major. Wow. I remember watching it and gasping because rocks would just completely lose their handle. And Sweden ended up winning in the final. It was Nicholas Edin. Folks, that's the team that Canada had beef with at the Olympics this year. Ooh. Yeah, that's the team that Mark Kennedy told to F off. But even they said the ice was absolutely brutal. So I don't know how you do it in places like Vegas, but when the ice is bad, you can't roll with that.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe it falls upon the crew prepping the ads or whatnot. I mean, maybe it just wasn't set properly. I don't think it's particularly warm in Vegas right now. It's not like there have been games held in arenas that have been in much hotter locales than Las Vegas is. I mean, the weather in Vegas right now, it's 18 degrees. Relative humidity is 19%.
That's Celsius? I don't know Fahrenheit.
That's Celsius. It's about
I choose ignorance on the Fahrenheit front.
It's about 60 Fahrenheit. So it's not there have been games that have been played in cities like Phoenix and Miami that have been in 120 degrees or in the 40s. This, I think it's just more an issue of maybe the maintenance from because they said on the broadcast the logo was applied, maybe yesterday, and so
we kind of caught it.
Yeah, and it's not the first time we've seen that. I mean, there was a Pittsburgh Penguins game many years ago that was, they carved up basically the whole center ice circle with the Zamboni. Something got caught inside the mechanism and it just sort of tore it all up. There was the one, I think maybe Vancouver Canucks game that was delayed because the Zamboni kept leaking coolant onto the ice, and it left a huge red smear that looked like it had run over Roberto Luongo. It looked horrifying. Jack, I'm going to try and find the photo of the Zamboni malfunction that left a huge blood stain. It looked like something out of the Sudden Death movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Isn't that what they do in Deadpool?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's just it's not the first time, but it was very boring, and it has left it has made us get to the point where we're only 18 minutes into the show and it's already 11:43 p.m. So not great.
I don't know if I said this already, but that delay was longer than the seminal Pink Floyd song "Atom Heart Mother," which is 23 minutes.
There you go. Yeah, it was. It was much longer. It was like a 50-minute delay. It was. Well, I guess the delay itself was maybe only 30 minutes.
Addition, yeah.
But still, anyway, yeah, pretty weird.
The end of this recap here. Howden gives Vegas its first lead of the night. Wires one from the slot. Barbashev adds a little insurance with 5 minutes to go, and Marner completes the hat trick with
sitting there saying, "Don't let this game get to overtime. No matter which way it goes, don't let it get to overtime." Because, if anything, when I was watching the Zamboni malfunction, or not the Zamboni malfunction, but the delay, I was sort of saying, okay, let's just forfeit the game and have neither team get a point. Let's just sort of leave it like that. Because, the Flames, it is in the Flames' best interests for both these teams to get as few points as possible. They have Vegas's own draft pick and they have their own draft pick. So, the fewer total points you get out of this one, the better. And Vegas pulls away. Flames end up with 0 points on a night where the other two teams around them in the standings that they are sort of jostling for draft position with also both got 0 points. So, you're sort of sitting here and saying, okay, I mean, maybe would have liked to get a couple more goals, maybe make it a 6-4, 6-5 game, but end of the day, it wasn't the worst possible outcome.
You bet. That's how it all went down. 6-3 for Vegas. Want to give our buddy Derek Newman a shout out for helping to keep us on the air. Don't even think we've been struck down yet tonight. If you're buying or selling a house, condo, townhouse, or duplex in Calgary, you can use the Derek Newman Group. That's DERRICK. 90% of his business is done through referrals and repeat business, and people just tend to stay with this guy. He's connected to the city, volunteers everywhere, long-suffering Flames fan, and he's got over 100 million in real estate sold. So you can visit the new website at dereknewmangroup.com. That's DERRICK newmangroup.com, or call 403-619-6661. Let's take a look at a couple of super chats here. We'll start with Ascending Horizons. Thanks for helping out Youth Centers of Calgary. Would anyone be surprised if the Canucks drafted 1 or 2 for the Ruck Twins, leaving us with Gavin McKenna? Yes, it's Fubar. Oh, yeah. Go Flames, go.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So Vancouver has clinched last in the NHL, so guaranteed a top 3 pick here. They've never picked first overall. They've had a couple of seconds. I do not think the Ruck Twins are going 1 and 2. Bless them. They are fantastic hockey players, but I don't think that is the way it will go down. I think there's a few elite forwards who can go early, but I think it's going to be largely defensemen at the top of this draft class right now.
Yeah, nobody's going to go ahead of Gavin. I think he has cemented himself as the number 1 to me, and it's not even. Stenberg has had a great year. He didn't score in the last sort of month of his season, which I think is going to ultimately settle that debate. And then the defensemen are just going to be sort of viewed as being more of a premier position. And there's 4 big ones in the WHL who you know all about. So yeah, we'll see the Rucks go plenty high. I think they're going to go much higher than we expected they would have at the start of the year. I think they will both go in the first round comfortably, and I think we will see a team position themselves to get both of them.
I think they're 26 and 32 in the midterms. I might be off by 1 or 2 there, but I know Liam is 25 or 26, and Marcus is 6 spots behind him.
Yeah, and so It reminds me of the Tej Iginla year. The only thing that is going to be different is that because I think teams will be hesitant to take one and not the other, that will ultimately lead them to be, in the teen range, where we see it being more possible for teams to get back-to-back picks to be able to get them both. If they get separated, I mean, that would be wild.
Brother that I don't know about.
What's that?
Tej Iginla has a twin brother I don't know about. Sorry.
I know. Well, yeah. I mean, Jade looks a lot like him, but it's not quite the same. So yeah, no, it's going to be super cool. It's the sort of thing that we haven't seen in 25 years, and I don't think they're going to go nearly as high as the Sedins did, but I think whatever team takes them is going to be really, really fascinated by how that plays out.
Yeah, and you can watch them. They're going to try to close out their first round series against Regina on Friday in Medha. You can watch it for free on Victory Plus. We also have Grid92 in the super chat. Imagine being the GM who lost both Johnny Gaudreau and Mitch Marner. Also, who both you think we should take in the draft if we don't win the lottery? Rankings are all over the place. They sure are right now. Oh gosh. It just depends. I think it's going to come down to best available. I think where the Flames are going to end up, it's not going to be about targeting position. They do have I don't know if I'd go as far as to say a glut of strong defensive prospects, but you certainly want some more guys who are comfy playing on the left, can shoot left. And I think you'd certainly be able to find that if you don't have one of those top two picks where you'll probably see McKenna and Stenberg go. But I think you could end up with a lovely defenseman.
Yeah, there's so many good defensemen.
Rudolph has been pretty money for PA in the first round here, and he's just kind of also been one of those guys who's trending up. He's ranked third among all North American skaters in the midterms. Carson Karls is third.
I broadcast the Alberta Cup a few years ago, and Daxon Rudolph was the best player there. So I'm partial to him. But
Blue Jays guy too.
Is he?
Big baseball guy.
Oh, yeah, that's another feather in the cap. Yeah, no, there's so many good defensemen. You can't go wrong with any of these defensemen, I think. But I'm big on Carson Karls. If they don't get one of those top two forwards, I'm all over him.
And we got Samson, pretty fun, close game plus the late collapse. Great night for the tank train. Vegas is so screwed up in the playoffs. Too slow.
Yeah.
You know what? Vegas has a prospect they signed this year, Alex Weiermeyer out of Portland. And I was talking to Portland's GM about him, like, hey, like, how do you kind of see this guy projecting at the next level? And Mike Johnson, who used to coach against Mark Stone when he was with the Wheat King, said, I see him as a Mark Stone type. And I asked Alex what he thought about that. And I was like, maybe faster on a breakaway. And he's like, no comment.
Oof. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
As soon as I see someone talk about Vegas's speed, I just think of the world's slowest breakaway at the Olympics.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God, don't even.
That was great. Me. I loved it.
Trying to get that out of my mind.
He's a Stanley Cup champion. You can't tell him shit.
True. It's true. I got another super chat. Samson. Smits is better, he says. Alberts Smits, the Latvian.
He's a lot of fun to watch.
I like I said, there's a lot of good defensemen. And I am reserving judgment on how I feel about the Flames and their draft stock and their positioning. Reserving overzealous judgment until 1 month and 3 days from now.
And then the takes are going to be pouring like an avalanche coming down the mountain.
And then there will be endless zeal in my judgment.
Oh, goodness. There were some nice moments in Vegas tonight. It was cool to see as soon as the tribute started. They kind of had to go back to it a couple times in the broadcast, but Zach Whitecloud clearly left a huge impression on the city. It was neat to see how touched he was by the tribute, how the fans, players on both sides were reacting. And there was also some great video from the Golden Knights practice facility, seeing Whitecloud catching up with his old teammates, but also Rasmus Anderson 2 feet away catching up with all the Flames as they were filing out of the room there.
Yeah, that was wild. I wonder if those two have talked at all. I mean, it must be weird to be traded for somebody, and you guys switch teams. you each know everybody on the both teams except each other. That would be kind of strange sort of to get into. But yeah, no, it was cool to see that level of recognition. It really underscores how fortunate I think the Flames were in the fact that they were able to basically swap out one of their most beloved players in the city and in their room for a guy who has already sort of managed to fill a huge part of that void in such a short period of time. And I didn't even know if it would get to this point when I said, after they made this trade, I was pretty quick to say I think the Flames may have gotten a similarly valuable piece as far as a flip piece. They've maybe gone from trading one of the top pending UFA defensemen available to getting a guy who could become one of the top trade target defensemen available. That wasn't even factoring in the impact that Whitecloud would have here in Calgary and the impact that he has around the league as a popular player. And so, he has exceeded even my admittedly rather high expectations.
I mean, you mentioned two guys talking to each other. Francis said on the broadcast that Connor Zary back in the lineup, they asked okay, did AJ Greer reach out to you after injuring him with that really scary hit that ended up giving Greer that 3-game suspension? And apparently it landed a little more like apology received rather than accepted. Might need a little more time before that's water under the bridge. But Connor Zary, 9 minutes, 28 seconds of ice time in his return, finishes -1, wins 2 of his 3 faceoffs. What did you make of his play tonight?
I didn't really notice him too much, to be honest with you. I think he was just sort of trying to get back into it. I thought the Flames to me tonight, the Backlund line was going. The Frost line was intermittently okay. I thought the Strome line had an uncharacteristic night off. And then I thought that the Zary line was not really present too much. So, I mean, it is what it is. It's a road game, tough with matchups and whatnot. The special teams were, really a big factor. There was a lot of PK time for the Flames. So we saw a lot of guys like Backlund and Coleman and Farabee and Sharangovich and relatively little of certain other guys who might have gotten more reps otherwise. So just sort of one of those weird games. And I'm curious to see how that fourth line continues to look over the rest of the road trip.
We had a few guys slotting back in. Kuznetsov was back in. Pospisil was back in. You want to talk about making the most of some limited ice time? In just over 8 minutes, Pospisil had 9 hits.
Wow.
That's good. Causing problems.
It's good. I mean, it suggests to me that his line didn't have the puck very much, but also, he's always physical. He was involved in a lot of scrums. There were a fair few scrums in tonight's game. Yeah, I mean, you got to get involved. Klapko was involved that way as well a little bit. So we saw him throwing his weight around. He had that funny little exchange with Keegan Kolazar where they looked like they were going to fight, and then Klapko realized his skates were untied and he had to go to the dressing room for a bit. Yeah, I mean, that's how you get involved, I suppose. By the way, Cami, it is 11:56 p.m. and the Nashville Predators and the LA Kings are still playing. That game is in, I think, 15 shooters in the shootout down, and nobody has scored yet.
Oh my God.
So
the Kings, Calgary Hitman, Brandon Wheat Kings game 1 territory.
Like legitimately, there have been 14 shooters in the shootout, and nobody has scored. They just got through round 7. Yossi and Byfield both missed. Tyson Jost has shot for Nashville. They're scraping the bottom of the barrel. The game is still on. So
send out a goalie, cowards.
I feel for the folks on Afterburner LA edition.
That was a 7:30 local start too. Woof.
Yeah, it's still going. LA is now 0 for 8. Yoel Armia just missed. So we'll check back in with this in a few minutes.
All right, Finnish legend.
By the way, this is what the ice is going to look like after this shootout. Jack, I've got the photo. You can put it up now. They're going to try and maybe do a dry scrape between some of the LA and Nashville shooters, and maybe it'll turn out like this. Ooh, the Zamboni died at center ice. This is from a Pittsburgh versus San Jose game from 16 years ago. And if you think tonight's delay was bad, just wait until you hear about the time that a Zamboni fell apart at the old Mellon Arena in Pittsburgh and did that. It literally looks like it just bled out.
It really does.
It's horrifying. Like, this might get us demonetized again. It's so scary.
Right, get it away. Get it away.
Take it off. Take it off.
We have a super chat will pop up here from Real Rampant Lion. Vaerhoff feels like a flame. Didn't he live with the Aginlas in school? Also, isn't he like the youngest player in NCAA Div 1? Imagine him with a whole extra year of development. He was also the youngest player on Canada's World Junior team. I think him and Carls were the youngest defensemen there. Both still 17 when they made that.
Yeah. No, he's going too. I know he's a big Oilers fan. So
yeah, I was gonna say, didn't that clip just kind of go out today with
Yeah.
Was it Merrick, where he's like, yeah, Oilers are bust. The Fort Sask kid.
So probably on the do not draft list after that. But he's a good player. I mean, again, so many good WHL defensemen. In his case, a WHL alum. But I mean, he scored 21 goals as a 16-year-old in the dub as a 6'4" right shot defenseman from Fort Sask. I mean, that's a Daryl Sutter stat line if I've ever heard one. But I'm sure there are some other folks in the Flames organization who would probably feel much the same way.
I want to give a shout out to another one of our wonderful friends who keeps us on the air here, Unicorn on 4th and on 8th. I mean, I tend to, I don't know, I feel like I've gone to the one on Stephen Ave more often than anything. It's just fun having the 3 floors. It's like having 3 different bars there going all at once. They got all kinds of sports. They'll have you all set during the playoffs, even if Calgary is not in it. Maybe even go by when the draft lottery goes on. What do you think about that, Michael?
I feel very strongly that we should get our show on the TVs at the Unicorn. They got 3 floors. They got room for it somewhere. Our draft lottery show, live watch along. I think that'd be a great idea. This is maybe the first time. I mean, I've heard. I'm just looking on Google right now. This is probably not accurate. It's saying that it closes at midnight, but I think it's just open till late. I think they just sort of play it by ear. But going by the Google hours, this might be the first time that our show has gone later than the Unicorn is open, because of the whole blood on the ice thing. It's a good spot. It's a great spot, great hang, and I'm going to tell you, Jays are back on, playing every day, it feels like. Love it. Okamoto's a legend, and I got to go watch some of that stuff down at a same place that I can also play Buck Hunter. So,
Love Buck Hunter. Yeah, you check out the Unicorn at 223 8th Avenue Southwest and on 4th, 1919 4th Street Southwest. Only 3 more chances to go over on a Flames game day, enjoy those $7 pints, and see if you can snag some free tickets and head on over to the Saddle Dome.
Poor Bo Bichette is already getting booed in New York. It's so sad. He never should have left, but it is the way that it is. It's tough when you've already compiled 0.6 negative wins above replacement in just 6 games. But that's just the way she goes. Cami, a big baseball fan?
I don't have time right
Don't have
now.
time.
I'll get into. I love watching baseball live.
Love it.
I really love going to Okotoks Dogs games.
Yes.
And
It's
I mean,
a good
was
show.
all on the train last year, but I basically don't have
Blue Jays.
time until we get past the NHL draft.
Yeah, I
Even
mean,
the NHL, I'm like, honestly, like Iowa has, like, my eyes are gonna split from trying to watch 2 games tonight on Victory Plus while watching the Flames. Also crazy, actually, for the Calgary Hitmen. Not only
Let's
did
hear
they
it.
decide, they just signed Big Axe.
yes.
That for them, Axel Hertig, but Calgary swept the Brandon Wheat Kings in round 1. Series honestly a lot closer than you would think with the sweep, because there was first game, longest 1-0 OT game in modern history. They went 3 overtime periods before Ethan Moore scored. Gotta double check it tomorrow, but believe this is the first time in the internet era that a player has scored all 4 game-winning goals in a series. And
That
that's
is ridiculous.
alternate captain Ethan Moore out of Okotoks.
Okotoks product.
Cool stuff.
It's 5th year with the Hitman, too. Parts of 5 seasons.
Parts
Pretty
5
impressive.
seasons. Yeah, it's been a haul for him. And he really heated up going into the playoffs last year. He had some really clutch ones and scored the teddy bear toss goal this year. And 2 overtime goals, 2 game-winning comeback goals. So Hitmen are through to the next round. Everett's through to the next round with Landon DuPont, TJ Ginland. The Rockets are through, and everyone else is going to try to advance on Friday. But Edmonton and Saskatoon are tied at 2-2 right now.
5 years with the Hitmen, some deep playoff runs. They call that the old Cody Sylvester. Love it.
That's a good pull.
It is a good pull.
Very good
Thank
pull.
you. I could.
With Everett, we had Wolf versus Hart, and Dustin Wolf used to back up for Carter Hart out there.
Yeah. And Dustin Wolf, much, much better. And I will just leave it at that. We don't need to expound upon that any further.
Oh, I think you have to, because Payne says on the super chat, Wolf is tank commander and Jar Jar Binks needs to own the net and
Oh, hello. Yeah, Wolf is going to be as good as the team is, and the team in turn is going to be as good as Wolf is. And Dustin, God bless him, is playing on a team that is 75 games into the year in which they will likely pick the highest that they have ever had in the draft. And it is a circumstance that is surrounding him and the organization. And he is still managing to post roughly league average numbers in this situation. We have seen some truly heinous goaltending statistics this year. And I won't expound on that either. Although I will say,
we talked about the Markstrom game was like statistically the worst ever, even though I don't think that should count, because I think 90% of coaches would have the mercy to yank a goaltender before they got to that point.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, yeah. There are people who I really respect and like, who still to this day maintain that the Flames did poorly in that trade. And I don't understand how that is even possible. And even on the day of giving that trade a grade like D+, I'm not going to grind my axe tonight, but the Flames are a much healthier organization than they were 3 years ago.
Yeah, Brosevsky summing it up nicely. Markstrom had the worst game of all time this season, and I will never forget that, because guess who was my goalie in fantasy that night?
Not great.
Not great, Bob.
By the way, the other goaltender in this game, Carter Hart, has a record of 6-3-3 with an .870 save percentage this year. So
back in for the first time since January 9th. When a leg injury, and that one came back in tonight. And I mean, Dustin Wolf numbers also not going to blow you away. 824 save percentage, ends up with 28 saves, had some really good stops in there. But I mean, it was just the third period where things really got away from them.
Yeah, no, it's tough. It was a game that didn't lend itself to Wolf being able to win it for Calgary. But you know what? Ultimately, he should be in the league, and the guy at the other end of the ice should not be. And that's all I have to say about that. That's all I got.
You said it. Couple other lineup changes we mentioned. Jan Kuznetsov back in, Brustevich out, Pahal stays in to take on his former team. I assume this is more giving Pahal that moment. I think we can expect to see a lot of Kuznetsov, Brustevich, Parekh, getting those guys in the lineup down the home stretch of the season here.
I would think so. I think we will especially see it in the last 3 games at home. I think for the rest of the trip, we're going to see sort of a rotation of guys at the bottom. I think we'll see Othman getting back in. I think we'll see Brustevich getting back in. And then when it comes down to it, the last 3 games of the year, I think we'll maybe see some guys get shut down or something like that. I think we will see more here's the thing though, the guys that you're looking maybe to bring up from the Wranglers who are still involved, I think they're mostly all going to be forwards. I don't really think there's anybody else who you're looking at bringing up actively on defense. I mean, maybe Pike is onto something when he talks about bringing up Nick Cicek, but aside from that, I think the rest of the guys down there, you basically either know what you have or you want to see more. And up front, I mean, I'm all on the Adar radar with Suniev, and I'd like to see him come back up at some point. And there are other players as well. And so you got to get through this trip. I don't anticipate the Flames will do a lot of winning on this trip. It seemed like a bit of a trap trip from the very start. And the first 2 games have not changed my mind about that.
Well, let's take a gander at that because the end of the road ahead is in sight, and we're going to thank Prairie Toyota dealers for this segment. So if you're looking to dominate off the ice as much as your team does on it, you can check out the Toyota Tacoma. Its standard I-Force engine boasts an impressive towing capacity of up to 6,400 pounds. That's probably like the weight of the entire Flames roster. It is the most powerful Tacoma ever. It's got the available panoramic multi-terrain view monitor, which gives you the live underfloor view to navigate even the toughest terrain easily. And when you got to load up your gear, the available power liftgate makes loading your gear in and out pretty easy. So you can experience power, capability, and convenience with Toyota Tacoma. And you can visit shoptoyota.ca or your local Prairie Toyota dealer during Red Tag Days from March through May. So 0-2 to start off this road trip. Anaheim up next Saturday for the 8 o'clock start against the Pacific Division leaders. Anaheim lost to the Stars on Wednesday. They'll have Calgary on the second half of a back-to-back here because they have the Ducks playing St. Louis on Friday.
That's right. And we will get into those a little bit in our betting segment later. But yeah, I mean, what we're seeing on Saturday is sort of 3 games to watch, not just the Flames game. We'll be seeing all 3 of the teams that are battling for 31st in the league in action, with the Flames taking on the Ducks. The thing is, the other 2 teams, the Rangers and the Blackhawks, are both taking on non-playoff teams as it currently stands. The Ducks are at the top of the Pacific Division, while the Chicago Blackhawks, or pardon me, the New York Rangers opening the day taking on Detroit, who are just outside the picture in the East, and then the Blackhawks taking on Seattle, who just got kind of their faces caved in against Utah tonight. They led 2-0, and they lost that game 6-2. So in theory, if you are hoping for the Flames to finish 31st, you might see things work out in that direction on Saturday. That being said, I mean, the Flames have already played against Anaheim 3 times this year. All 3 of those games have gone to overtime. We had one that just happened recently on March 26th. We had a 4-3, 3-2, and then 3-2, and the Ducks have won all 3. So that's the start of the final 4 games, the road trip, and they don't get any easier from there, Cami.
Yeah, they'll have the
really
2 days off, and then they've got Dallas on Tuesday. Dallas is also going to have a couple days off going into that one, and then I don't know, Jack, hit the Jaws music. Thursday, rematch in Denver.
You know what I think is going to happen in that Flames Avalanche game, Jack? You got the photo of the Zamboni again. I think that's going to be the end result of Calgary versus Colorado in Colorado. We're just going to see this at center ice. Oh dear. Oh no. What happened? Oh, it was the Calgary Flames.
The sacrificial lambs.
They were taking on the Colorado Avalanche. It was the second time in 4 days, and they were playing them again like the next night. Yeah. I don't know what sick schedule maker scheduled all 3 Flames Colorado games in the span of like 72 hours or whatever it is, but it's all just like piling on top of each other for this Flames team.
Yeah, so they'll have to survive that. Then they've got Seattle facing the Kraken. You mentioned their loss to Utah tonight. That's a pretty big blow to their playoff hopes. And we'll wrap up the road ahead with the 3rd last home game of the season, and that's Mackenzie Weegar making his return to the Saddle Dome. Utah will be on the second half of a back-to-back, the old home and away, and they're hanging on to the first wild card spot now. They didn't move up any higher than that, did they?
No. And they won't because Minnesota is a solid, I think, 15 points ahead of them or something. Yeah, it's not it's crazy. Utah is basically locked into that spot.
Good for them.
Mm-hmm.
Good for them and their Kootenay Ice jerseys.
Yeah, that's all I got. It's 12 a.m. I'm falling over myself here.
It is. Goodness gracious. All right, get us to Bet365. What do you have going on tomorrow?
Yeah, there's 2 games, two hockey games in the NHL to talk about on Bet365. And hockey fans, if you're tired for waiting for the end of the game to get paid, Are you ready to move on to the next puck drop? Well, Bet365, the official partner of the NHL, has, get this, 3-goal early payout. If your team that you are riding, if you're riding a team, goes up by 3 goals at any point in the game, they'll pay your bet out early. And get this, hockey moves fast. And now with 3-goal early payout, there's one less thing you have to wait around for. Bet365, download the app and see what early payouts all about. Must be 19 or older. Please play responsibly. And Jack just getting me out of this, cutting to the bets before I even finish the read. Thanks, Jack. We got
and cut to the feeling.
Yeah, it is just whatever it is. We got 2 games on tomorrow. And you know what? They're games. The Philadelphia Flyers and the New York Islanders, 2 teams that I often mistake for each other. I don't remember which of those 2 teams Tyson Forster plays for, and I probably will not remember until I watch tomorrow's game, if I watch it. Islanders are the favorites at -150. They will probably make the playoffs, almost definitely. But that Eastern Conference, I mean, you have the Islanders at 89 points. You have Ottawa at 88. You have Detroit at 88. You have Columbus at 88. You have Philadelphia 86. Washington 85. You've essentially got 6 teams fighting for 2 spots, and 2 of them are playing against each other tomorrow. So that is an absolutely enormous game, as much as I play up the above it allness of myself being here at 12:14 a.m. talking about it. And then after that, it's really an impromptu doubleheader. It's St. Louis in Anaheim. And this is a game that if you're the Flames, you're hoping that St. Louis wins, but you're kind of okay with it either way, because obviously you don't want Vegas to win the Pacific Division. They are, after tonight's win, only 3 points back now of first place in the Pacific Division. Anaheim in first, tied with Edmonton now at 87 points. And again, we've said it a number of times recently. If Vegas wins the division, doesn't matter how many points they win it by, or even if they're, still only 5th place in the Western Conference, if they win the division, if they win it, no matter what, that Flames pick can be no higher than 25th overall. So it is very much in the Flames' interests for Vegas to not finish in first place in the Pacific. So some good bets on tomorrow over at Bet365. Once again, download the app and see what early payouts all about. Must be 19 or older. Please play responsibly.
That was the most energy you have mustered the entire night, and you put it into 3 words.
Please play responsibly.
Oh my God, he did it again.
Whoa. Yeah.
Oh man, folks, this is your last chance to kind of get any super chats, thoughts, questions, concerns in here before we wrap this thing up.
I don't think anybody can top Jar Jar Stinks. That's just my 2 cents. But I mean, by all means, folks, give it your best shot.
You know that Michael Jackson was considered to play Jar Jar Binks?
Yes, I did know that.
Didn't like confrontation, so he just introduced Michael Jackson to the actual actor and figured that was a good way to tell him.
Yes, I also know that Michael Jackson wanted to play Spider-Man, very much so. He was like really trying to. I think he was actually even like trying to buy the rights to Spider-Man in the 90s to make a movie with himself as Spider-Man. That would have been a terrible idea. Michael Jackson was always trying to make movies with himself in them. So yeah, weird.
The Wiz hit though.
Yeah, sure. I got movie trivia all day. I had last night was trivia night at I go to a number of different places for trivia night. Last night, I will say, I'm just going to toot my own horn here. At trivia night, there are 4 rounds at the place that I go to, and in each round, there's one question in each round that is what they call a betting question, where you can wager a certain number of points in the round. And if you get the question wrong, you lose a bunch of points. Last night, we got all 4 betting questions right. My team did. Well, in the 4th one, I pulled it out of nowhere. And I want to see if you can get it right away. Here we go. Cami, what celebrity was the real-life inspiration for the television show Entourage?
I don't know what Entourage is.
Jack, get in here. Jack?
I don't actually watch.
Sorry, I'm texting Cami back.
Wait, what? Okay.
We're talking about you.
Talking about me. Really?
What did you say? Sorry.
Jack, this is for all the points. What celebrity was the real life inspiration for the
Is
TV
it one of
show
those stupid guys with
Entourage.
wire?
No. Have you ever seen Entourage, Jack?
No, I have no idea.
Ugh, it's Marky Mark. I pulled that one out of my total behind. Mark Wahlberg for 25 points.
Entourage is Sex in the City for men.
Yeah, it's a terrible show. I've never seen it either, but I got it right. So that's my only contribution for tonight.
Good
Yeah.
for you. Mike's trivia is brought to you by GMC Truck Month. It's on right now. And if you've been waiting for the perfect time to upgrade your ride or team up with this guy at trivia, this is it.
Well, Cami, wait. I've got a question because can you tell me what the interest rate offering for 72 months is at Truck Month?
Oh my goodness, it's 0%.
Oh my goodness, you got it right.
I got one question right tonight. It also has a 2-inch factory lift with off-road suspension and a 5.3-liter V8 engine that delivers the kind of power you actually feel when you hit the gas. What else can you do during Truck Month, Mike?
What else can you do during? You're putting me on the spot. You can go down to your local GMC store, take it for a spin, and see what the Sierra 1500 Pro Graphite Crew Cab can really do.
Beautiful. Love that. Love Dorsevsky in the chat here too. Give me like music history or something.
Oh man.
Yeah, I feel like that's where I'd do better as well.
Here, I've got one for you.
Oh, no.
What was the name of the Beatles' original drummer who was replaced by Ringo Starr?
Sutcliffe.
I was thinking of Pete Best, but I guess they had like multiple. Yeah. Trick question. I'm not a master. I answer the questions. I don't ask them.
Oh, this is okay. This is one movie trivia I do know because I do.
Yes.
Really love
Okay.
Star
Let's do it.
Who shot first, Han or Greedo?
Well, it depends on which edition you watch.
Yes, that's okay. Good for you. Good for you.
Yeah. We'll do a trivia show in the summer. It'll be great.
Beautiful. Love it. Looking forward to it. I'm also looking forward to ending this show and going to bed. Thanks for sticking with us through us. This show lasted basically as long as the second intermission and the delay.
Woo!
For the first win of that road trip still after a 6-3 loss to the Vegas Golden Knights. Rasmus Anderson gets his first point against his old club. Mitch Marner gets the hat trick. And Blake Coleman and Morgan Frost had some pretty goals. Let's wrap it up there, folks. Have a great night.